Hi everybody. This video is of a horse I was called to work with who was uncatchable. So what you're going to see in this video is some of the ways I might approach a horse like this, and I'm going to try to explain why I'm doing some of the things I'm doing and some of the philosophy, my own personal philosophy behind what I'm doing. So this is a yearling Arabian stallion who couldn't be caught. His owners couldn't catch him. He was at a vet clinic needing some care, and the vet staff couldn't catch him and do anything with him. And so I was called out to try to fix the situation. One of the first things you'll see from me here is that I try to act almost disinterested in the horse. You see me turning and looking away from him, almost acting like I don't care, like I don't have an objective. The reason I like to do this is because when we approach horses with a very specific goal and a specific objective, and they can tell that from us, it sends up huge red flags to them. It's very suspicious to them. I think the reason for this is because if you look at the animal kingdom, there's only one type of animal who does this, and this is predators. When you watch, horses or any other prey animal interacting with each other, I'm going to pause it here for just a second too. When you see horses interacting with each other, they don't typically have specific goals or objectives. They just kind of hang out and do what they're going to do, and everything flows very naturally. But when a predator is trying to, take down an animal, obviously to eat it, they approach them with very specific goals. It's very narrow-minded focus, and it's very easy for those prey animals to tell what that focus is. And typically, one of the things they want to do is to touch the animal in a certain place. For example, the throat or one of the vulnerable spots on the animal's body. And so when we come in with a specific goal or specific objective, like, saying to the horse, I want to touch you on the head, I want to touch you on the ears, I want to touch you right here, or I want to put this halter on you, they can tell that, and it just doesn't look natural to them. It doesn't look like the way a friendly encounter is going to take place or would take place. And so they get really suspicious of it, and they get nervous, and they don't, they start not wanting to let you touch them in the place that you want to touch them when they may have otherwise not even cared. All of a sudden they realize that you have this very specific goal, and they get nervous about it. So as I approach him here, I'm going to play again. As I approach him, you see that, I almost want to pretend like I don't care about touching him. I hold my hand out and I let him see my hand. At the same time, I take the hand away. I touch him on the neck, but I act like I don't even know I'm touching him on the neck. I even do look away. Now, it's very important that you know where your horse is and what he's doing at all times, so I wouldn't advocate completely looking away and losing sight of him, but I want him to think that I'm not even focusing on him. And I pet him, and I take my hand away. You notice once I pet him, I don't say, okay, now it's time to catch you. I pet him, I take my hand away. I just stand there and take my time. If he wants to see me, that's fine. I like that he's wanting to smell me. I like that he's looking towards me. It's one of the first things I did in the video was to walk up to his nose and give him a chance to smell me. Now I'm touching him on his shoulder and his neck because, in my experience, horses typically are okay with you touching them there the first time, usually on the forehead or the shoulder or the neck. That's one of the places they'll let you maybe touch them when they're scared. I'm actually crossing to the other side of his body here with my hand and touching him, which is, to us, not a big thing, but to horses it can be. To him, he feels me on both sides of his body there. And I love that licking and chewing. He relaxed a little bit when he did that. That's why I did that. He leaves. It's okay. I'm not going to freak out about it. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Again, I want him to think that I don't really have an objective, so if he were to walk away, it's okay. You notice, out of curiosity, he's coming back to me. That's perfect. And again, just give him a pet in a nice spot. The people who'd been trying to work with him couldn't touch him anywhere past his forehead. They couldn't touch him on his neck, and definitely not past his shoulder. And the reason he was at the vet was because he needed some work on an umbilical hernia that he had, so that wasn't good. It wasn't good that they couldn't touch him past his shoulder. But here you see me working my way back there. You notice I haven't tried to put the halter on him yet. Again, I don't want to let him think that I'm trying to catch him, or I'm trying to do something to him. I just want him to think that I'm here interacting with him in a very natural, relaxed way. And it's driving his curiosity. Now he's kind of reevaluating me. Typically when people work with him, he's used to them coming in, trying to catch him, trying to do something, trying to look at that belly button, trying to, do whatever they're going to do. And here I'm throwing him a curveball. He didn't expect me to come in there and not try to do something with him. And so because of that, He's curious. He's wanting to see what I'm all about. He's actually opening his mind a little bit and trying to see what this human wants, who's not acting like he's used to humans acting. Another thing with my halter, you notice I haven't just approached him with it, trying to catch him with it, but at the same time, I'm not hiding it from him in any way. Again, if I were trying to hide it, which people actually do because horses know what that halter is all about, if I tried to hide it from him or move really slowly with it or sneak, he's coming to check out the camera. He says, "Hi, everybody." If I tried to sneak around with that halter, that would be another one of those suspicious activities, those suspicious behaviors that would send up red flags to him. I have it right out there in the open where he can see it. I want him to know that it's nothing to be afraid of. I'm not trying to hide it. I don't want him to think I'm instantly going to try to put it on him, but at the same time, here it is. Get used to it. It's okay. Everything's on the table here. And again, just acting like I don't have a goal. Now, of course, I do have a goal. I want to put this halter on him, but I don't want to let him know that. Also, I try to act really relaxed. Another horse interacting with him would be nice and relaxed. A predator or anything like that would be tense. They know that things are going to get intense and confrontational. So to me, I want to act as though I completely expect this whole interaction to just go smoothly. And if he gets tense, it's almost like I'm communicating to him, "Hey, why are you tense? What are you nervous about?" "I'm not. Look how calm I am." And again, with the halter now, I'm showing it to him. I don't just go sticking on his head because I know he won't tolerate that. I know he wouldn't let me do it. So I'm going to just touch him, again, right back on the shoulder. That's a comfy spot for him. He doesn't mind things there. I'm not sneaking around with it. I'm letting him see it. One of the hard things is to get it on the other side of their body, so I slowly introduce it to him. You see now it's on the other side of his body. If I were to just go up and try to reach across his neck and grab my halter and have it on that side, he would jump ship. There's no way he would stay there for that. And again, you see that I've taken the halter away. I didn't say, "Okay, now I've touched you with it. Now let me go ahead and get it on you." Because if I did, again, huge red flag to him. There's no way he would want to stand there for that. He would know. He would say, "Oh my gosh, I knew you were trying to catch me. I knew you wanted to do something to me." I got it up to him, but then I took it away and relaxed. And now, you see, he's let me put it around his neck, which is, that was the hardest thing right there. That was the major accomplishment of this whole lesson, was getting it around his neck like that. From here, I kind of have him under control. If something were to happen, and I can just ease it onto his nose, as you saw me do right there. And there he is, he's caught. That's something that nobody was able to do with him. That's the first time he's ever stood there and just let somebody catch him. And he's not scared of it. I have a huge halter with me. It was the only one I had that day, but it was actually kind of nice because it was easy to get on him and nice and relaxed while it was on him. And now that I have it on him, look, nothing's changed. I didn't say, "Oh, I got you. Now let me start working with you right away." I stood there, I petted him some more, let him relax. I'm going to cross over, pet him on the other side, just like I had been doing earlier when I didn't have a halter on him. And now he's with me. And that was it, guys. That was a very relaxed encounter with a horse who, up to that point, had not had relaxed encounters with humans. He was very nervous anytime anybody tried to do anything with him. When I showed up the very first day, I actually witnessed a large percentage of the vet staff trying to catch him and work with him and examine his belly button, and they couldn't do it. And so what we saw right there was just such a drastic change, and it really came down to the fact that I approached him differently than he was used to being approached. I didn't approach him with a specific goal in mind. I didn't approach him like I wanted to catch him and examine his belly button. I just went in there and said, "Hey, we're two animals hanging out together, and we can be relaxed, and just because I do something to you doesn't mean I'm going to do something to you," if that makes sense. Just because I touch you or I put a halter on you doesn't mean something now is going to happen to you. It's all relaxed and everything's, again, above the board, on the table. You can see everything, and it's all just a relaxed interaction. So obviously some horses are harder than that. He was actually really hard, much harder than what that video made him look like. But some horses are crazy. We know that. They'll kick and they'll jump and they'll run. And so it may not go as smoothly as what you saw right there, but at the same time, you still want to have that same approach. You still want to be relaxed. You still don't want them to think that you're trying to do something to them. You still don't want them to think that you're a threat or they're in danger in any way. You want them to see you as an example of how the whole interaction should go. So what I mean by that is they may be going crazy. They may be acting terrified and running around like a crazy person, but they should look to you and see that you're calm and that you aren't doing any of this and that you completely expect this whole thing to just be relaxed and cordial and easy. And eventually they can pick up on that energy, so to speak, and they see that maybe the situation isn't what they think it's going to be, and they start to reevaluate it. So I hope that's helpful. I have more of these. I'm going to put them together more with this same horse, and you'll see some of our progress that we had. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you watching.